Morning, morning, morning. Sky in the distance there is white. It's a white sky. And they tell us that sometime this afternoon or this evening we may finally get our first snow of the year here in Tokyo. We don't know, we'll see. You've probably seen news reports from Japan about the insane amounts of snow that have happened this year. That's all been on the other side of the country. It's on the Japan Sea side, the side that faces Asia. They have stunning amounts of snow. We haven't seen a flake yet here in Tokyo. But they tell us this afternoon might be the first time. Our rocket lamppost has a supporter. It's one of the leftover New Year decorations. I know the guy who runs this street, the Don, the guy from the whale restaurant, he's a really nice guy, whatever, and he's really helped organize a lot of things. But he's also really, really cheap. So the New Year's decorations that this street puts out are the most absolutely minimal that's sort of culturally possible. And you can see on our floating lamppost there's a piece of bamboo stuck at an angle with a bit of a pine branch stuck in the top of it. And it's tied with a piece of string to the post. And that's this street's New Year's decorations, one of those on each post. He's like, whatever, I've never talked to him about it, but I can see his viewpoint. I know the way he talks. We don't need to spend money on that. No, whatever, I don't know. Am I quiet? It's all reset because I had the microphones upstairs. The mic is in front of me. It's set from -3 dBs. I can boost it a little bit. The outside mic is set to -15 dB. We have an outside mic on. How warm is it in the room we're in? Outside it's 1. I just checked the weather report. It's 1, so 1/0. The room was, I don't know what it is, but I've cheated. I have put the heater on here. It was very, very chilly here this morning. I'm going to be working here all day. Watanabe-san's coming, I don't know. There will be people working down here, a group of them. So I put the heater on. So it's still chilly, but it's going to get there. Did I get an omikuji for the New Year? I haven't been anywhere. I haven't left this freaking room for the New Year for any time. Nothing. Japanese culture, Japanese New Year, what's that? Okay, the work today, I just cleaned this off, I just basically cleaned it off. Waiting for me today are a few things. There is actually more of our favorite embossing work waiting to be done, and I could do a bit of that today. There is something that's going to be a bit more interesting for you, which will probably take maybe the most part of the stream. I received the key block from Kawasaki-san for the March set of prints. Seeing it here for the first time, don't tell anybody, are the designs for the March group of prints. This first question is only 1 month. We did January, February together. We weren't able to do March, April together for a couple of reasons. One is I don't have April's designs yet. The other one is I wanted to do horizontal ones. And when we do horizontal, if we did, instead of 6, if we did 12, it means going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12. We could have done it with 12 if Jed had come through with 6 horizontals. The more we get on the block, the more difficult it gets. So we didn't have the images, so we decided to cut and run, get going on the March block. The printers know what to do. They can make it as a single month print. And maybe we'll do April and May together. Once I get Jed's designs, I'll look at them and I'll think about our own prints for May, and if we can coordinate them, we'll do so. So my job this morning, as you know, I've got blank wood here for the color blocks, and my job today is to do the color transfers. I have prepared already. I've prepared 3 sheets of the Gampi paper to do the transfers, and all that's left for me to do is actually do this. And actually I've realized I don't have the tools sitting at the bench here, so I'm going to have to take a walk to the back of the room there. I need a brush, pigment. I've got my Give me 1 or 2 minutes to go and get some tools. There's going to be 3 color blocks. This is going to be a 4 color print. Excuse me a minute while I go get a couple of tools. Okay, let's get this camera organized. Where are we going to be? That's kind of bright, eh? I know what we have to do. I'm learning how to use this camera, you know, it doesn't like... I'm getting the hang of this thing. I'm getting the hang of this thing, bit by bit by bit. Ah, oh, wrong one. Spot focus, isn't it? Hey. Good, 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 good. Okay, you know how the drill works. We'll take a couple of test prints first, a couple of test sheets. Then I will take the color transfers and we'll work out the 3. There's going to be 3 color blocks for this print. And we have here, actually, I have the original prints on which we have based these also here. So we'll look at those when we're doing the color separation. Try to follow the chat here, excuse me, try to catch what I can. The new camera, it's not a new camera, it's old. I just went to my usual source for stuff, went to Yahoo Auctions, and I just looked for like a 2-year-old Handycam. You know, if you buy the new ones, they're super expensive, but if you get one a couple of years old, and like it's new technology from 2 years ago. Someone's asking about the vegetable man. I don't know, he should be around this morning, don't know. Okay, I don't know yet what colors we'll be using when we make this print. We can peek at that little thing here. We have in our collection, we have a bunch of versions of this. We have some of them printed. This one is printed in blue outlines with blue and brown as colors. We have other ones that are printed in all blue. I don't really know yet what we'll be doing, but just for now, so that I don't spoil this block for later printing, we're going to do the color transfer here, the key block transfer. We're going to do it in a blue tint, because I suspect that's what we'll be using for the key block when we make the actual prints. If we did it in black here today, we'll be washing to try and get rid of all the black later. You guys talking about suppliers? Good. I can't really help you for suppliers in Britain. We heard there was one called Intagio Printmakers. They were buying supplies from Matsumura-san here in Tokyo. First impression. As you can see, we've got just some very quiet ukiyo-e type. They're sort of quasi-Hiroshige scenes. We have no idea who designed them. The original package is marked Showa 8. So they date from that same period that most of the good match labels date from. Okay, I think we're good to go. Let's just do this. I'll make my transfer sheets. That sound, eh? Quiet pleasures of the job. Oh, Annabelle's looking at that old soundscape. Is that the 30-minute one with the kingfisher that flies by and the chimes from the city hall? Yeah, that's fun, you know. I had so much fun with that back in those years. Before the noisy Asakusa. That room is there, it's sleeping, it's freezing now. That room, nobody's been in that workshop now for years. It's just frozen solid, that room. Waiting for what I may ever get back there or not. I don't have any idea if I'll ever do that again. It's funny, I was thinking about that this morning when I was in the pool swimming back and forth. One of the things that came to mind was that old workshop. Someone's asking, is this really David Bull? Last time I looked, yes. Last time I looked, this was Dave. If you don't know, we stream 3 times a week here. 2 years since you did the print party, then you must have been one of the last people into the parties, right? We closed them in February. This is dangerous now, this pigment sitting on the desk here. Okay, put the block away. This is, as I mentioned, it was carved by Kawasaki-san, our young carver. She lives in Kobe. And I'm delinquent in this. She sent this to me a couple of days ago. And she's waiting now. There's no work on her desk because I don't have the next job ready yet. So she's waiting for these color blocks. And she's probably going to phone me this morning saying, Dave, I know, like I'm a carver and I have nothing on my bench to do. She's probably going to phone. Or she's watching this. Kawasaki-san, it's coming, it's coming. Okay, now, as I said, we've got the originals for reference. And we're going to have to draw. Some of it is going to be, we just fill in the areas, and some of it we're going to have to draw. Because the originals, as you can see, there's lines here. For example, these cloud lines and the mountain lines, they're not on the key block. So I am going to have to create those here with the pen. Let's just grab these one by one. First, the breakdown. We're going to have this, there's three colors going to be. There will be a background color, which on this version is brown. On other versions we've seen green, we've seen yellow, we've seen blue. We haven't decided what color to do. So there will be a background block, BG, and there will be a light blue, and there will be, a dark blue block, these three blocks. And I'm going to have to draw some of the light blue and dark blue. The background is going to be very, very simple. Also, I need a link from somebody. These prints, the ones I'm holding in my hand, not this version, but the blue version, they're in our collection. They're in our collection. So if somebody has a link to the mokuhankan.com/collection, look in the match label section, you will find this full set of landscape prints. The original set has 12. We're just doing 6 of them right now. Someone says they like the blue with the brown. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm going to let the printers give me a bunch of their own test prints. Ishikawa-san, Suga-san, Dei-chan. They're going to give me their own versions. If I was going to dictate to them, I would say let's do an all blue, what's called an aizuri. And let's do the key block in dark blue and the other 3 in tones of blue. But I'm going to back off and I'm going to let them give me some samples. And then we'll sit down together. We'll sit down together and try. Where is the red marker here? Is this the correct marker? Yes, here we go. Skull caps are compulsory. I have to wear a hat. They don't care about the beard. And I'm not the only one in the pool there with facial hair. So I'm not the only one. Everybody wears a hat, of course. It's compulsory in the pool. And you can no longer wear casual swimming, what's the word? A swimming costume? What's the word? Bathing suit. You have to wear training wear. So I no longer have the little pair of little black shorts that I wore. I have to wear the ones like the Olympic guys wear with their legs and stuff like that. That's mandatory in this pool because this is a fitness center. This is not a swimming pool. It's a fitness center. Bumpy's a little short on this side here. I think we're okay. I picked the right one. No Speedos. No Speedos. Not at this center anyway. They're really quite strict about everything. All the wear, all the things you can do. As I told you when I signed up, the page of regulations and rules, pages and pages of it. I mean a deck. I didn't count it. 8, 9, 10 pages of rules and regulations. The number one thing when I signed up, of course, they're asking me, the guy was really nervous about my reaction too. He says, I don't know if you know the culture, but here in Japan, fitness centers, we can't accept people. And I interrupted him, we can't, tattoos, right? He says, so desu ne, tattoo. And he sort of assumed I might have one, but I had to tell him that no, I'm cool, there's no tattoos here. So someone saying all blue is too much blue until you've seen it. If you Google around for a little bit, Google up the term, aizuri. If you go to ukiyo-e.org and look at the historical pictures there. And it's like the, what do they call it? There's that china, I think it's at Delft china or something like that. It's a kind of china, a kind of, plates, chinaware that uses blue on white. And all blue in different tones can be very, very attractive. There's a shop in Tokyo here that sells nothing but blue products. What's it called? Blue and white, I think it's called. And they've got tableware, linens, images, all kinds of things, and everything to get in the shop must be blue. Aizuri. So. Last try asking about the paper being out. I've got the font size large, so I only see like 3 or 4 comments at a time. I'm sorry. Let me turn the font size back down. I had it up large because of upstairs. Sorry about that. Okay, let me turn the font size back. Okay, here I can now see 20 comments at a time. Sorry about that. I must have missed a lot. Someone's asking about the paper out. Yes, 3 printers are coming today. 2 of them asked for paper out. And one of them, Suga-san, she put a note on her board there saying no paper. She will be preparing paper today. Dei-chan is working on the first print in the current subscription series, the first pair of prints. Who else is here? Ayumi-san. She's working on a group of Fox Moon, Ukiyo-e Heroes prints. We're out of foxes again. We're standing by for an order from Jed, so she's working on a bunch of foxes. And Suga-san is going to do 2 jobs side by side. She's going to work on the subscription prints for January, February. And she's also going to work on one of the prints in the Woodblock Pilgrimage series, the Ghibli set. The one with the 2 girls riding a bicycle down the hill. We're getting low on that one, and she's going to top that up. I don't think I really needed to cover red here because I know what I'm doing. All I needed to do really was just do that. I could have understood it, but whatever. We're here now. Now they're a bit too small. Do I say sorry too much? I don't know. I don't care. You hear that? People seem to have the idea that Canadians are super apologetic. I don't know. I don't have any such sense about that. But I guess what do I know? I'm inside it. So. I think we had that conversation a while back. A year back or something. Canadians were getting grief for being too apologetic, and then somebody else, I think he was Finnish, said the Canadians have nothing on people from Finland. You want to talk about apologetic people, they're the ones who are really apologetic, I guess. I don't know. The enunciation, I don't know. All right, now. That was the easy part. That was the easy. Let's have a look at this. We now need light blue. Let's find. I'm going to draw some clouds here. You're going to see some... Didn't use that one, didn't use that one. We have this one, height 3, 4, 5. This one. Okay, we got these 6. This is going to be there. There's the light blue. Now the first one, the light blue doesn't need any sketching. It's going to be the full water. Can we see? I guess we can see this. Is it on? Is it on my own camera? From Finland, I apologize for nothing. Okay. I wasn't, no. I've got the shot too small. I can't read anything now. It's too small. I got to come in between. Okay. Northern Greenland is checking in today. Thank you. Are you the same gentleman that was here a few weeks ago? The one to whom we sent the print? I thought that was Western Greenland. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Someone's asking who uses these prints. These are a product in society now that used to have a use. What you're seeing me do was in Japan in the old days, what used to be the printing business. Every time information needed to be communicated to people, the thing that we would now call a book or an image or a poster or a flyer or stuff like that, communication of information was done through woodblock prints. These days, that kind of communication, of course, is done through different kinds of commercial printing. So for us now, we do this simply because the results are very, very attractive. So we're now not so much communicating information. That could be done with a scan and a photograph and quick printing. We are preparing, we talked about this before many, many times, we're preparing objects that create delight in the viewer. The transmission of the image is part of it, the information. But the bigger part of it is not so much the information transfer, the pleasure of making and the pleasure of owning such an object. We've really hit it this year by using that word specifically, delight. It's all about the delight. Now, there's a question here which I've been postponing and delaying, and now today I finally have to address it. There's light blue and dark blue. Light blue, you can see here, it's on the sea. So of course we do have to have the light blue on the sea area. But do we now double up? Do I run the light blue underneath the dark blue areas? And it's a complicated question because I could do this easily. This light blue could easily run under the mountain. If I do it there, it will give a bit more zone, a bit more body for the printer's baron to catch. And I could run that light blue under. Let's zoom in a bit. This is what we're talking about because this is a point. This is a point. As we said here, because blue is the same color, we could run the light blue block under the dark blue area, and that would give us a double impression here. It would be light blue plus a medium blue, and that would give us a darker blue. And it would be rich and deep because it's a double impression. I could do the same thing here. This light blue could easily run under this mountain in the background. But if I have a policy of putting the light blue under the dark blue, then it means that I've got to carve these clouds twice, because the clouds would be dark blue block and the clouds would also be on the light blue block. So the easy quick answer to this is no. Just leave the light blue as it is and put a separate tone here for the dark blue. There is an in-between way of doing this thing. I could put the light blue under this mountain and under this mountain because it's really easy and a no-brainer, and it would help the printers. And then up on the sky, just use the dark blue block or medium block. But that would then mean we would have one tone, two tones, three tones. So is this a bug or a feature? The sky then would look lighter than the mountain area in this particular print. Would that matter? It's hard to tell what they did in the old one. Well, actually, it's easy to tell what they did in the old one. They didn't run the light blue under this, absolutely. And I don't think they ran it under this too, because this looks a bit splotchy. I think they carved them all completely separately. this also. Not so great registration here. This one's the other way around. It's the light blue that is the separate areas. The light blue could easily go under here. I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to mix and match here. I'm going to run the light blue under other areas where it is convenient for me to do so. Someone's asking about that expression, a bug or a feature. Isn't that now part of general language for everybody? I know obviously it comes from programming, I guess, but is it not now a word that general people would use? I mean, I can't imagine my mother using it, but I think it would be something more generic now. No? I don't know. The thing about this too is I'm not going to be the person carving this. I'm preparing it, but I won't be the carver. So the instructions here, they do have to be absolutely understandable. It's no good me doing it, slapping it down and saying, oh, it's okay, I'll remember how to do that. I can handle it while I'm carving. I can't do that because I won't be the carver on this job. Is that one of the vegetable guys? Is that the guy with the big lettering on the side of his truck? No, it's a cleaner of some kind. Look at this. No idea. Truck we haven't seen before. What's he got? He's going to be polishing floors somewhere. What do you think? Somebody I've never seen. It looks like he's got cleaning equipment. Is some kind of floor polisher or whatever. No idea. See where he goes? Floor buffer now. Where's he going? Who's doing cleaning? He's looking at your neighbor's business. Okay, left here. Where's the last one? What's this? Somebody says he's an expert on floor cleaning, courtesy of the US military. History there, do we need to know about that? I don't know. I guess they need floors cleaned too. They got labor at hand. Okay, there is our light blue block. We have our background block done and our light blue block done. Let's move on to the dark blue areas. Where did he go? Down the block somewhere? No idea where he went. No idea. Oh, my guess is, okay, I'm going to guess here. There's a restaurant on the corner there that's just done a bunch of renovation. Did he go on the right-hand side past the coffee shop there, just behind the truck where he is? There's a restaurant, a Tendon restaurant, that's very old and very ancient. Yeah, here he comes back. That's where he will have gone. The restaurant on the corner, I don't remember the name of it. Tokusen, I don't remember the name of it. And they did a bunch of renovation over just before the New Year's. They blew out their windows, built new showcase windows with new wax food in and stuff like that. I think maybe the old owner must have passed on to his son or something, and the son has said, okay, we're going to go for this and we're going to blah, blah, blah. So they've just done a huge amount of renovation, and maybe now that's all finished and this is cleaning up. I don't really know. No idea. Okay, let's get to this. Now, we got to do some drawing here. Okay, the first part is easy. The grass at the bottom. And then the mountain. And now we have to draw some clouds. We have a video somewhere stored upstairs, a video taken at the Adachi workshop in the 1950s. It would be 1956 or 57. I would have been about 4 or 5 years old back in England. And they took some video. It was French TV. They had come. And they had got permission from Adachi, I guess, to come and film a bunch of their processes. And one of the things that they filmed was an elderly gentleman doing exactly the job that I'm doing now. He was drawing the shapes required for color patterns. His name was Funabashi-san. I never met him. He died before I came to Japan. Actually, he may have been still alive working upstairs in Adachi, but I never got a chance to actually meet him. So. And his job was multiple. His job was was this one. doing the color separations. And he didn't do it with a little pen like I'm doing it. He did it with an actual brush. He got a vermilion pigment here, dipped his brush in it, and with his brush he drew things like it would be the patterns on an Utamoto kimono, where he would have just drawn this sky. That was one of his jobs. His other job, which I didn't know about from the video, but I heard about from somebody who used to work at Adachi, that the other one of Funabashi's jobs was he got the stack of finished prints. And what he would do, and I was kind of shocked to hear this actually, what Funabashi-san did with the stack of finished prints, if there were places where there was a problem and color was missing, he would take a brush and blue and mix it up, and he would paint over on the print to fix the defects that were fixable that came from the printers. And I'm like, no way, they didn't do that. And he says, oh, yes they did. And I'm like, okay. Because this is one thing that we don't do, and the printers know this. We never, quote, touch up our prints. We touch them up in the sense of, you've seen me with the surgery, we cut away chidi and stuff like that. But we never, and I mean never, we never draw stuff onto our prints. And the idea that we could do so was kind of shocking to me. And when Kubota-san was telling me about this, I'm like, come on, they didn't do that. And he said, sure they did. Are you going to throw them away? Just touch them up. And the printers knew this. If there was something that wasn't quite going to be okay and it wasn't spoiling the print, they knew that Funabashi-san was standing behind them and that he could fill us in. So I'm like, okay. You can't fix mistakes. If the printer has made a misregistration and the color is in the wrong place, there's nothing a touch-up man can do about it. Because ukiyo-e prints, I mean, everything's visible. You can't hide stuff in there. So where he could do things like touch-up is if, whatever, for example, if that sky had been too weak or something, he could put a bit of extra color in it, something like this. So you can't fix actual mistakes from the printer. Dark blue, light blue, yeah, whatever. I'm just meaning the darker of the two blues, the lighter of the blue and the darker of the blue. Sorry, I don't know, whatever. Remember, this is just for carving. What actually happens when the printers start putting pigment on the wood is irrelevant to what I'm drawing here. So whatever, it doesn't matter. The dark, light, medium blue, yes. So whatever, so. So it's complete. You have to update the light blue of the first one for the mountain base. I did. I put it here. No, update the light blue. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay. All right. Just a minute. Yes. Okay, I see your point. Thank you. Yeah, I get it. It wouldn't matter. I mean, having more variations of blue could be okay here. But yes, I see your point. Thank you. Take some eggs, pass them around. Take one down, pass them around. Now I'm confused. Where is this printer? Here it is. There's also a bit more here. Okay, moving along. The 3 volts. You see though how easy it is to screw things up. Whenever we have multiple colors on these things, it's so easy to get it wrong when you're doing these color separations. Over the 40 years I've been doing this now, so many times I get it wrong. So many times. Also need to color in the clouds. No, we're not going to double. Oh yeah, we have to do the clouds. Okay, yeah. Hi. Talk and draw. There's a vacuum cleaner lady. This is cool because if my hand is unsteady and wiggly, that's exactly what we want on these clouds. We don't want straight lines. So. So far, so good. Moving right along. More clouds. Ah. Is that a polisher she's using? Should I turn it on the outside mic? Is she done? Zooming into the grass. Are you finding more errors here? I've left it for her. She's going to wiggle, 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 wiggle on this. She has the images of the prints on her desk. She's not flying blind. She has reference to this while she is doing her carving job. So she won't be flying blind. Even when I sent her the key block, of course, I sent her images of the finished prints, so she knows where she's going, of course. She finished vacuuming. Put the camera back up, mic back up. No, we're not going to do the characters. I'm leaving them off. Same as we did on the January prints. The originals we copied had lettering and characters. We're not going to do that. what those characters are. They are the handle name, the nickname of the group member who commissioned these prints. So it's actually a meaningless, it's a nickname for somebody who's been long dead, and it just doesn't have any relevance or reference to the meaning. It's not the name of the place where this is or something like that. It's just a long forgotten nickname for one member of the group of people who commissioned these prints. So it's not anything that has any meaning. Still need to color in the clouds. Yes, yes, yes. Who is this? It's John Becker. Having fun with John. So I got to go to John's place one day and stand behind him in Knoxville while he's getting the... John, don't forget, set up that tripod there. Oh, please, you're missing a light over on the right-hand corner. He's going to turn around and say, shut up, I'm getting to it. Actually, that reminds me, there's an episode I read. I used to read Keyboard magazine back when I was messing around with music, and I got a synthesizer and playing with composition and stuff. And I used to read Keyboard magazine. And there was a story in there one day. It's from this guy, and his job was he was creating music for jingles and commercials and this and that and this and that. And he learned that what he would do was he would get the stuff ready, and he'd go to a session, and the producer's sitting there ready for this. Okay, give me this, give me that, give me this. And the guy with the keyboard set up, when the synthesizer, he would sort of make sounds, and he'd push this slider, pull that slider, push this slider, pull that slider, boom. What do you think? And what happened was the producers, people are sitting there, or the sponsor, they're all sitting there. And as he's moving the slider, the guy's like, no, too sharp, no, do this. So what he firmly worked out, he did it with headphones. He put the headphones on, did his slider so he could hear it, and then flicked it for them. So the point being, he worked in sort of semi-private there to get it worked out, and then showed the finished thing for inspection and approval and rejection. So keep the people out of the way while you're doing it. Don't let them see the sausage being made. was the point of his episode he related there, you know. So we're watching sausages today, sausage being made. Mistakes and all, but the benefit part of this is that, of course, when I do something wrong, you guys, I guess, are going to catch this. So, and because I'm sitting here chatting and not focusing at all, there's going to be some, I'm sure. Okay, back to our boat. Okay, dark blue. We need the boat. Visible. Oops, be careful, it's so thick. I'll draw some clouds to show. Where are we? Where's the boat? Now this is a bit more touchy. Look at this. Look at this. Let's do the moon first. Remember, Kazakhstan is going to be referring to these back and forth, so this, she will be okay on this. Okay, last one. Last one. Italy. So more clouds, more moons. Someone's shouting at me. What's this? Happy Ukes. Look at top right. Look at top. I'm going to do it now. Top right. This one. Don't think C should have been marked. What have we got here? Oh, yeah. Look at this. Look at this. This is what I get for... Yeah, of course. The C doesn't need to be here. Okay. How do we erase red? Not going to work. Okay, we'll write her a note. Thank you. Eggs. We're running out of chocolate eggs here at this mistake. So look at this. You guys are busy. I'm not catching half of it. Hey, so right up. The next two as well have similar issues with middle blue versus dark blue. What are we talking about here? Just a minute. Let me just get these clouds done. Then we'll go one by one. Just hold on a minute here. Just give me a second, and then we'll go one by one, looking really carefully at everything we can see for each one. Just give me a sec. Okay, now let's compare one by one. Okay, let's have a look. Let's start with the top one here. The background we're okay with the show. We're here. Okay. Top one, light blue. Light blue is under the grass, on the water, and under the mountains. No light blue up here. Check. Darker blue, whatever, the medium blue, the darker blue. It's going to be on the grass. It's going to be in the clouds, and it's going to be on the mountain. I do believe the first one passes inspection. Let's go to number 2, the one with 2 boats here, not 3 boats. We have a 2 boat and a 3 boat. Where is it? Here we are, 2 boats. Start with a light blue. Doesn't have the clouds. It has the sea, the mountain, and the mountain. That's all it needs. Passes inspection. On to the darker one. Doesn't have the sea, has this mountain, has all of this mountain, and has the clouds. I think that passes inspection. Moving on to number 3, the one with 3 boats. This is lighter blue. It has this bottom area, all the water, all the mountain, nothing in the sky. Looks good to me. The darker block, this is the one we made a mistake of, so the darker blue has to be in the right hand corner. It's okay. Mountain okay. Clouds okay. It doesn't have to be here, and I will write her a note. She's okay. She will have reference to this. She will know what to do. I screwed up. We're okay. We can handle this. Next one, the waterfall picture. The light blue block has to be on the one side and the other side, and the water itself, we can see I drew some water, not with a pen, but I drew water with the red one. Again, she will know what to do. The darker blue, left and right, nothing in the middle, and it doesn't seem to go under these trees. Good to go. Light blue, the one with the little boat and the people. Nothing in the sky. I've scribbled it under the trees here, down the right hand side. All the water under the boat, under the guy's head, not in the middle room. And this post here, I'm really not sure. I think we'll put that post in. She will not know what to do. So let's color it in. Let's do that. The darker of the two blocks has the sky without the moon. It's got the bridge in the distance. It's got the trees again. Again, I haven't tried to draw this exactly. She will just simply know what to do. No sea. It does have the boat. It doesn't have the guy's head. It does have his body. I think we're okay. And the last one, light blue, is under all the land and the sea, nothing in the sky. The dark blue is the clouds and under the land and not under the sea. I think we're okay. Has anybody caught anything here that's wrong? I see nothing. You're having your own chat. I think we're good. I think we're good to go. Okay, there they are, 3 of them. What time is it? It's 9:04. We don't have time to do all, but for those of you who have never seen this before, let's now paste one of these down so that you can see how the process works here. Let's have a paste and a peel. Someone's asking, where is the third darkest blue block? That's the key block. That's the key. So here's your dark blue. It's the key block. We're going to print the key in dark blue. There are 4 blocks to this print. Those dark mountains you saw. Where are we here? That dark mountain in the background here, it's on the key block. So it's going to be 4. The key will be dark blue with 3 other colors, a light blue and a medium blue, and then some color. I don't know what it'll be for the background block. So what we're going to do with this, we've got the key block here, and I'm not sure what to do. Because we have 3 color blocks, the sensible thing to do would be to do it like this. Key block one side, color on the back of it, color block. Color block, 4 colors, 2 pieces of wood, 2 faces. But there's a mitigating factor here. The piece of wood I found for the key block is really, really nice and hard, as is the back side of it. This is also nice and hard. It's rare for us. We're having trouble finding hard wood. If I use this for one of the color blocks, there are 2 problems. Because it's so hard, the water won't soak in and it won't print nice smooth color. We could get away with that for the light blue, it's okay. But also it means using up a hard block. So I'm going to hold that in reserve. This might seem a bit wasteful. I'm going to put this away and I'm going to use 2 pieces of wood. 1, 2, 3 colors and leave 1 blank. It's a bit of a waste, but it gives me a chance that later on in this year, if we really have trouble finding hardwood, I can reuse the back side of this. So we'll have the March print on one side and we'll have September or something on the back. It'll be confusing because the block sets will be stored in different places, but I do not want to waste this hardwood. In the older days, 10, 20 years ago, when we had access to good wood, it wouldn't be necessary to take this much concern. But this is a rare piece of wood, and I don't want to spoil it. So let's just grab one of these. Let's take the light blue and paste it down. Show and tell, okay, we're going to work out just perfectly, I think. There will be a show and tell. We're going to open something. "100 years from now, they'll see it and say, what the heck?" No, they will know exactly what's going on. We see this. We get old Meiji blocks, and they are a puzzle. We get the blocks from Mokuhankan sometimes, and they're a puzzle. Back of one is a print from something else. That thing that turned up a few months ago, the hibachi with the old Edo era wood blocks, and they found the Hokusai original. On the back side of that Hokusai original was some other dude's work. They mixed and matched and mixed and matched. Whatever piece of wood you got, you use it. So no one's going to say what the heck. They're going to say, I get it. So we are making our registration marks. There we go. It's now ready for this to be pasted in. And again, for the people who've never seen this before, this is the way that the information gets transferred. Just to run it by. The key block is here, the key lines are carved, and there are registration marks in the corners. I printed this sheet. You saw me print it a few minutes ago. I put the paper carefully into the registration marks. So every zone, its distance from the corner is now exactly understood. I've carved similar marks here now. I'm going to put glue on here and paste this down in a similar set of corners. So the zones, the distance of everything from the corner marks is exactly the same as it was on the key block. And later when we print this, that C and that mountain will fit exactly within the outlines. Let's do this. Let's paste it down. And again, the people who haven't seen this before, the paper we were using is a double layered paper. It was a carrier sheet, and it had a very thin paper glued to the front of it, lightly glued to the front of it. So now the carrier sheet comes off. The light paper, the thin paper, stays on the block. And even though it's thin, and even though we can see from the back of it, we can make it easier for the carver with the next step. Our famous peel. Someone's asking the glue. Yes, it's gum arabic glue. It's what they call mucilage in schools. We had it when I was a kid. It's you know, those things that had the triangle at the top. You know, it was a mucilage glue. Talk. Let's just yank this off. They're always more successful when we just rip it off. There we go. There you see that? It's splitting now into two pieces. We're pulling off the back side of the paper. Here we go. So this is, we could actually use this again if it didn't have red marks on it. That's the back side of the thin sheet of gummy paper. It's maybe about 2/3 of the sheet. It's hard to say exactly. It might be half the sheet, 2/3 of the sheet, I think. And left on the block now is just a few remnants of paper, and it's the front side, remember. We pasted it face down, so the lines we printed and the things that I drew on it, they're all now visible on the wood. Ready for carving. And she will simply now carve this block. She leaves the red and takes away everything else. Someone says, you've had some practice. Yes, I've had some practice, but that doesn't, it's still not a given. I have, as longtime viewers of the stream have seen, you know, because we're dealing with sort of organic materials here, sometimes there's a defect in the paper, sometimes if I put too much glue on, it'll peel off the wood. If I put not enough glue on, it's a good balance. The common mistake I make is I put too much glue on, and the glue comes through into the backing sheet, and then the backing sheet doesn't want to peel off. But not enough glue, and it's dangerous. While she's carving, if the paper separates from the wood, that's no good. So somebody has seen. Someone's ripping. How did I handle the rip print from the last stream? I have no idea. The rip print from the last stream is just still in the drawing boards. I haven't had a minute to look at that stuff. It's the corner. The corner has separated, and I think probably I stretched the paper too much. I think that print will be a write-off. We'll talk about it. I think I was going to do another one of those soaking streams maybe next week. We're going to come back and do some more because I have a ton of that to do, and I also don't have much carving work to do. So we're going to continue that story. We'll look at the rip print again. Okay, show and tell time. This is working well today. Look at this. Let me just clean up a bit. Beep, beep. What's the, what do you got? What have we got? They're ganging up. Are they outside? That's the Oshibori truck, and then before him must be that cleaning guy. And Taran-san called me after that stream. He said, can I come over? Let's do some more. But I was putting it away. There's no way I could spend all day doing that job. So, but he offered to come over. Very nice. Okay, show and tell. There you go. Okay, it's a pretty easy one today. We're going to open something, and it's a little bit of a repeat, but there's good news and bad news here. It's an auction I picked up last week, and I'm a bit happy. Before we open the actual auction goods, I'm going to review something. We got this on show and tell. It must have been about 2 or 3 or 4 months ago. It was the Kabuki Juhachiban. We get the same theme again and again and again. It was a series of Shiban prints, presentation prints from the Kabuki Juhachiban. You saw this group. Long story short, the group we got a few months ago was not complete. There are not all 18 in there. We'll look at 1 or 2, just so if you remember what they were. Do you remember? We opened this like this. It was the horses. You remember this one, the show? You remember? It was the one the guy didn't know how to draw horses. You remember this, right? And people are looking at this, that guy's no good at horses. It's the ukiyo kid. He's not drawing horses. He's drawing 3 men. 2 men standing with a horse costume and 1 guy sitting on top of them. So you remember this. It's that series of prints. It's the Kabuki Juhachiba. Kabuki 18 famous prints. We saw this X months ago. Well, long story short, there are 2 missing from that set. So I am watching out for them, and auction came up the other day with a broken set. I forget how many there are, 5 or 6 from that series in here. So I quickly, bang, 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 I bid on this. No green tape, unfortunately. And again, to jump to the chase at the end, the 2 I'm missing are not in here. 1 of the ones I'm missing is in here. So we have 4 or 5 prints here. I am going to steal one for myself, and the other ones are going to go to the back room. They're going to go to Watanabe-san. Didn't try and get a basket with that one. Actually, I hit it, but... So I'm going to steal one of these, and the other ones are going to go into the flea market, and they will appear in the flea market soon. She's preparing, I can say this, it's not a secret, I guess. Watanabe-san is preparing a special batch of prints, and we are going to do again what we call the flea market Matsuri. We did that last June or July. She prepared dozens and dozens and dozens of prints and sets and all kinds of stuff, and we had a special, whatever, promotion, whatever. We're going to do that again in late January, and she's going to need a ton of stuff. Excuse me. So these are a few more from the same set. Are they dated? No, they're not dated. They're from Uchida Hanga in Kyoto. And what they've done, they've pasted them down. The woodblock print was made first, and then they have pasted it onto a cardboard sheet. And I really don't know what to do. The cardboard is the world's worst, crummiest, most pulp-filled crap that you've ever seen. This print too should get the treatment that we had the other day. This should go in a bath until at some point it floats off the back. I don't know, I can't save everything, you know, I can't be the rescuer of all these old prints. They're just going to die. I can't really do much about it. Look at this. Look at this, look at this. Let's look around. I don't know the play. I'm sorry, I don't have that. There's a title page for this which shows us what all the plays are. I don't know the background right now. And the patterns you see here, this of course is all carved out. The carver had to carve all these little circles out of the wood so that it would print. So many dots here. So he's done a pretty good job, you know. But there's little dots in between the big dots. Have you seen that? There's dots around the dots. He's done a nice job. Look at the carver here. This is okay. Can we focus? Now it'll be out of focus for the rest of it. And look at this gradation in the middle of the lantern. I didn't even notice that. Look at this. Look at this. So nice. They've done a good job, you know. This is the Uchida workshop in Kyoto. And this will be post-war. This will be, I think it's post-war. I'm not actually sure. It's around that era, 40s, 50s, 60s. I don't really know any more than that at the moment. Well, someone's saying spray the back. It's not going to help us. What we have here is a very thin Japanese washi, it's like the thing you just saw me do here. Imagine this. We have a thin Japanese washi, and it's mounted to a thick, heavy cardboard. So spraying the back or treating the back is not going to help us anything. We just simply have to get that cardboard off. And as we talked about during the soaking stream the other day, if I put this in the bath to soak it off now, the print gets wet and the water goes through the print, but it's a long time before the water soaks through the backing board to get to the glue. So this is tough to remove. And if I were going to do that, what I would do first is I'd do a mechanical remove. I would get knives. You can see, you can split this stuff, and I would tear off as much as I could of the cardboard backing first, so that we didn't have this huge thick mount that the print was on. It could be done. Oh, look at this. It's nicely printed, but look at the decay. No. Dave, don't get involved. You can't spend the time to do this. There's our designer. Sandai Sadanobu. It's the Sadanobu family. They consider themselves inheritors of the ukiyo-e tradition. They're dead now. This guy died in the 1960s or something. This is not ancient stuff. I think when they glued it down, somebody was a bit careless when it was glued down. I don't know. It's okay, you know, if we soaked this off and floated it off. This one's nice. This one's nice. This is a mix. The white you see here, they've thrown everything but the kitchen sink on this. Some of the white you see here is the paper showing through. Let's try and zoom in and see what's going on. Here you are. These white stripes like this is a cutout on the kimono pattern, and you are seeing the white of the paper showing through. Some of these are also white of the paper, and they've also thrown, what do you call it? They've thrown gofun flakes on the front of it, which have stuck here and there. Not quite so white. So it's a mix. The brightest whites you see here are paper. The other whites are white powder thrown on top, which have become a bit gray. That one there. That's white paper showing through. This one is white, my fingers. That's white paper. This is white powder on top, which has lost its bright whiteness and is now gray. So we have a mix here. And they've done nice things with the gradation to give this effect of the wind. This is really, really nice design, you know. Look at this. This is a double. We have this one. So this is going to go in the flea market in January. Watch for it in the Matsuri in January. And I can't tell you the place, I'm sorry. If I had known what was in the box here, I could have looked them up in advance. They're all Danjuro clan people. Anytime you see the Kabuki Ju Hachiban, you know the actors we're looking at are members of the Danjuro clan, because those 18 plays are pretty much their personal property. These are okay, you know, they're not magnificently done, but they're okay. For post-war work, this is good. And then I guess there's five. There's 5 in this package that we picked up the other day. What have we got here? What's the story? There's fire at the bottom. He's got a torch. I don't know. He's about to burn something down. No idea. It's dirty now. They haven't been stored well. It's a bit too dirty, but you can see the paper. Look at the stains. That's stain. This is not printing. This is staining. That would have been a white part originally. You can see at the edge here, the white paper. This is staining. But oh no, it's okay. Someone's asking, this purple is okay. This is not the aniline dye. The purple you are seeing here is made from, it'll be indigo with a bunch of what's called honyoko, red thrown in, and maybe a touch of black. This would be water stable. This print could go in the water with no problem. I don't think I'm going to take the time and trouble to do that. I mean, if I did it, we've got to book my time. These prints are going to go in the flea market, and there will be X thousand yen. But if we have to wash and curate each one, we just cannot spend the time to do that. It would double the cost, you know. This is nice. There's lots of shading and shadowing. They've done a really good job. The design and the carving and the printing. The gradations on the bridge. This is a wonderful little design. Very, very nice. We can't clean it. This staining and toning here, there's no way we can get rid of that. You need to resort to stuff like bleach, and that's going to kill your colors. So we cannot wash this print in the sense of really cleaning it. There may be some slight surface dirt that might float off, but if we tried to rub the surface dirt, we would just abrade the washi. So we can't wash the print in the sense of making it clean. That bathing that we saw the other day was not to clean the print, it was simply to dissolve the glue and separate it from the pulpy acidic paper so that it would extend the life of the print. It's already been heavily damaged, but by taking it off the backing sheet, we could basically stop more damage. But can they be physically cleaned? Not with anything that I know about. Maybe the conservators at the BM have some dry cleaning solution they can use to float the dirt away, ultrasound to vibrate it so that the dirt flies away. I don't know. That's way past my pay grade. I am not in any way a trained, practiced conservator. We know a couple of things here, and that's all. So don't look at this, don't look at me for long-term wonderful advice on how to preserve your multi-million-dollar prints. I can't help it. We could say, and it's safe to soak and let the buyer do the work. No, because you're going to screw it up. I screwed up so many at the beginning. You need a delicate touch, how soft, how moist. No, we are not in any way wanting to encourage people how to do this. Sorry, I'm not going to help you. Okay, there we are. We're good to go. We're good to go. I've had a pleasant sleep. We've got some actual work done today. What I have to do now this morning is I've got to finish pasting those things down, get them in a box, send them off to Kawasaki-san along with some images. She is waiting. She wanted this to be done a couple of days ago. Then the next job I have the blocks. Now in front of me, we have the blocks and test prints from the January-February print. Dei-chan is halfway through her first batch. She's about to pass on to Ishikawa-san, and they have a bunch of adjustments. These guys, they're strict. She's like, look at this. She says, there's a bit of a notch here. Can you clean this up? And she's like, see the little black thing hanging down? There's a bit of an edge on that line, Dave. Please carve that and please clean it up. So she's given me this list of things that I have to now go over this block set and touch here and touch here and touch here. I've created a monster. We've told these ladies, look, we've shown them the Meiji prints, the best that was possible, and they've drunk this Kool-Aid that I prepared, that you're going to try to make the best prints that have ever been made. And it's mission impossible. We can't do that. We don't have the training, we don't have the materials, we don't have anything. But they have, as I said, they've drunk this Kool-Aid, and that's the goal. So when she brings this to me, I can't say, oh, that's okay, it's all right, just send it out. That would shock her to the core. I'm supposed to say, good catch, let's do this, let's try and make it better. So, in that sense, I've created a monster. So, and also, too, people out there have been listening to this, and we get claimed. People send me back a microscopic photograph. There's a dot on this print, and they've seen it under a microscope. I can't help it. Anyway. We're doing what we can do, whatever. We're failing ultimately, but we're also making a bunch of stuff that looks nice, and we're having a ton of fun doing it. We think we're adding benefit to society. Anyway, whatever. So that's my job today, to try and say, Okay, I'll try and fix that if I can. So, okay, I'm out of here. Coffee first, carving next. I'll see you again on Saturday morning, my time, Friday night for most of you. And I can warn you, it's probably going to be upstairs, and it's probably not going to be soaking prints. It's probably going to be sizing, although I can't really see that far in advance. See you in a couple of days. Thanks very much. Let's put up the outside camera again. あ、どうもありがとうございます。
はい、できます。ありがとうございます。
What did we buy? Oh, yeah. It's some little books. You save it. That's show and tell for Saturday. You've seen their like before, but there's 5 books in here. They are just so nice to look at. We're going to go back to the Taisho period and look at some little books. Oh, my mother's popped in here to say hello. Has she been here all the way along? It is Hopeless is here. Yeah, the cleaner there. Yeah. So. Okay, time for me to sign off, and we'll sit here now waiting for our snow flurries this afternoon. See you in a couple of days, guys. Thanks very much. Now, signing off. Bye for now.